Everything meaningful, everything truly transformational begins with a reason, a deep, undeniable, non-negotiable reason. Most people start with what they want to change, what they want to achieve, what they want to look like, what they want to be recognized for. But what is surface level? It lacks power. It lacks staying power. And when the inevitable discomfort of growth sets in, when the challenge feels too great, people abandon the mission. Not because they weren't capable, not because they weren't strong enough, but because their why wasn't strong enough. A compelling why acts as a foundation. It's the thing that pulls you forward when everything around you tells you to stop. It's what makes the difference between those who try and those who commit, the difference between those who make temporary progress and those who become unrecognizable in the best way possible. Think about the most driven, powerful people in history, the ones who stood out, who defied expectations, who broke through limitations. They didn't just work hard. They didn't just have talent. They had a reason that fueled them, a reason bigger than themselves, a reason so strong that failure wasn't an option, not because they were afraid to fail, but because their purpose demanded that they keep going. Most people wake up and operate on autopilot. They react to life rather than create it. They follow routines they never questioned, pursue goals they never defined, and chase success they never even took the time to understand. And when things get difficult, they stop. Not because they're lazy, but because there was nothing strong enough anchoring them to their path in the first place. Your why is what separates effort from transformation. It's what takes a simple goal and turns it into an obsession, into a mission, into something so deeply ingrained in you that giving up isn't even a thought. But here's the catch. Your why has to be authentic. It has to be real. It can't be borrowed from someone else. It can't be shallow like wanting money or status. Those things don't last. If your why is external, based on validation, approval, or social expectations, you will crumble the moment things get tough. Because external reasons don't create internal strength. A powerful why is personal. It's emotional. It's the thing that keeps you up at night. The thing that you would do even if nobody noticed, even if nobody rewarded you for it. It's the thing that makes every sacrifice worth it. If you want to become powerful, if you want to become someone unrecognizable in the best way, you don't start by changing your habits, your environment, or your routine. You start with your why. The way you see the world determines the way you operate in it. The way you perceive yourself defines the limits of what you can achieve. Power isn't something you're given. It's not something you stumble upon. It's something you develop. By changing the way you think, by reshaping the beliefs that govern your actions, and by shifting from passive existence to intentional dominance over your own life. Most people live with a mindset of limitations. They believe power belongs to the few, the lucky, the privileged, the chosen. They see success as something external, something handed down from others, something granted by circumstances rather than built through relentless effort. And because they believe that, they never step up. They never take control. They wait. They hesitate. They ask for permission instead of claiming what's already within their reach. But power, true, undeniable, life-altering power comes from the inside. It comes from the decision to stop seeing obstacles as roadblocks and start seeing them as tests. It comes from realizing that every situation, no matter how difficult, holds an opportunity, a lesson, a moment to grow stronger. Most people are afraid of struggle. They resist discomfort. They think hardship is a sign to turn back, but a powerful mindset sees struggle differently. Struggle isn't a punishment. It's a refinement process. It's the fire that forges strength. The weak run from discomfort. The powerful lean into it. They understand that every challenge, every failure, every painful moment is an invitation to become stronger, sharper, and more disciplined. Your mindset determines how you interpret failure. A limited mindset sees failure as proof that you're not good enough, that you should stop, that maybe success was never meant for you in the first place. But a powerful mindset sees failure as feedback, as information, as a necessary step in the process of mastery. The most powerful people in the world didn't succeed because they avoided failure. They succeeded because they refused to be defined by it. A shift in mindset also means changing your relationship with fear. Fear holds most people back, not because the fear itself is real, but because they believe it is. They let fear dictate their choices, their risks, their willingness to step outside of what's familiar. But fear is just a projection of the unknown. It's not a barrier. It's an indicator. It tells you exactly where you need to go. The powerful don't avoid fear. They chase it. They see fear as a compass pointing toward growth. If something scares you, it's a sign that it has the potential to change you. Most people think confidence comes before action, that you have to feel ready before you can move, that you need certainty before you can take the first step. But a powerful mindset understands that confidence is a result of action, not a prerequisite for it. You don't wait until you believe in yourself. You take action despite the doubt, despite the hesitation, despite the fear, and confidence follows. Shifting your mindset means letting go of the idea that you need approval, that you need validation, that you need someone else to tell you that you're good enough before you step into your power. A powerful person doesn't seek permission. They don't wait to be chosen. They don't shrink themselves to fit into spaces that weren't designed for them. They build their own spaces. They take up room. They understand that their worth isn't dependent on outside recognition. It's something they decide for themselves. Everything begins in the mind. Your beliefs shape your reality. Your thoughts dictate your actions. Your actions create your results. If you want to become someone unrecognizable in the best way, if you want to step into true power, you don't start with external changes. You start by shifting your mindset. The way you start your day determines the way you live your life. It's not just about waking up early or checking off a morning routine. It's about setting the tone, about taking control before the world has a chance to dictate how you feel, how you think, and how you act. The most powerful people in the world don't leave their mornings to chance. They don't wake up and immediately react to the chaos around them. They own their mornings with precision, with intention, with discipline. Because when you own your morning, you own your mind. And when you own your mind, you own everything. Most people wake up and immediately hand over control. They check their phones before they check in with themselves. They scroll through social media before they even decide how they want to feel. They let emails, notifications, and the expectations of others pull them in every direction before they've even taken a deep breath. They start their day in reaction mode, already behind, already stressed, already caught up in a race they never chose to run. But the powerful, they move differently. They understand that the morning isn't just a time of day. It's a statement, a declaration of how they will show up in the world. They wake up with purpose, not passivity. They take control before anyone else can take it from them. The first hour of your day is a battle between discipline and distraction, between focus and chaos, between setting the tone for greatness and letting the world decide your direction. If you wake up and your first action is consumption of news, of opinions, of entertainment, you've already lost control. But if your first action is creation of thoughts, of intentions, of momentum, you set yourself apart from 99% of people. The morning is where you build your mental fortress. It's where you prime your body, your mind, and your energy for the challenges ahead. The powerful don't wake up and drift. They wake up and direct. They choose their focus before the world can choose it for them. Owning your morning starts with discipline, and discipline means doing what you said you would do, even when you don't feel like it, even when the bed is warm, even when the excuses sound convincing. Discipline isn't about motivation, it's about decision. The decision to move before you're ready, to act before you overthink, to refuse to let comfort dictate your potential. Your morning is a reflection of your priorities. If you say you want to be stronger, healthier, sharper, but you hit snooze, but you waste time, but you let distractions dictate your first moments, then your actions don't align with your words. And power comes from alignment, from proving to yourself every single day that you are who you say you are. A powerful morning is built on intention. It's about designing habits that reinforce the person you want to become. It's about movement, because a strong body builds a strong mind. It's about stillness, because reflection creates clarity. It's about learning, because feeding your mind sharpens your thinking. And most importantly, it's about owning your time. Because if you don't own your time, someone else will. Most people wait until the day is halfway over before they start thinking about their goals, their purpose, their direction. By then, it's too late. They've already been pulled into distractions, into other people's problems, into the noise of the world. But the powerful take control before the world wakes up. They win the morning so they can win the day. Your morning isn't just a routine, it's a ritual, a practice, a declaration. It's a signal to yourself and to the world that you are in control, that you don't wait for success, for confidence, for clarity. You create it. And it all starts the moment you open your eyes. The ability to communicate is the ability to lead. It is the difference between being heard and being ignored, between influencing and being overlooked. Power is not just about what you know, what you've built, or what you're capable of. It's about how well you can convey it. The most successful people in the world, the ones who inspire, who move others to action, who shape industries and change lives, are not necessarily the smartest or the most talented. They are the ones who have mastered the art of communication. Most people think communication is about talking. They think it's about saying the right words, having the perfect script, or delivering a flawless speech. But communication is not about what you say. It's about how you make others feel. It's about connection. It's about understanding. It's about delivering a message in a way that resonates so deeply that people don't just listen, they believe, they trust, they follow. Great communicators don't speak to be heard. They speak to be understood. They speak to create impact. They know that words are only a small part of communication. Tone, body language, and intent carry just as much, if not more weight, than the actual words being spoken. A person can say all the right things, but if their energy, their confidence, and their authenticity don't match their message, people won't trust them. Most people communicate with the goal of being right. They listen just enough to respond, but not enough to understand. The truly powerful, the ones who command respect and influence, communicate with the goal of connection. They listen to learn. They listen to uncover what is unsaid. They listen to understand the deeper motivations behind words, because real influence isn't about forcing your perspective. It's about aligning with the needs, fears, and aspirations of the people you're speaking to. Communication is an art, and like any art, it must be practiced. The powerful don't rely on natural talent alone. They refine their ability to articulate thoughts clearly, to hold the attention of a room, to adapt their message to the audience in front of them. They know that it's not enough to just speak, they must connect. And connection doesn't happen through arrogance. It doesn't happen through trying to sound impressive or overwhelming people with information. It happens through simplicity. The most impactful messages in history were not complicated. They were clear, direct, and unforgettable. Great communicators strip away the unnecessary. They remove fluff. They don't hide behind jargon or complex language. They say what needs to be said in a way that is felt, not just heard. But mastering communication is not just about speaking. It's about presence. It's about the way you carry yourself before you even say a word, the way you walk into a room, the way you hold eye contact, the way you make people feel safe enough to open up, challenged enough to grow, and inspired enough to take action. Most people approach communication as a transaction, something they do to get what they want. The powerful approach it as an opportunity to create understanding, to build trust, to move people towards something greater. They know that people don't just follow words, they follow conviction. They follow authenticity. They follow those who speak with such clarity, such certainty, that their message becomes impossible to ignore. Communication is not just about making an impression, it's about leaving an impact. It's about ensuring that your words live beyond the conversation, that they shape the way people think, the way they act, the way they see themselves and the world around them. It's about ensuring that when you speak, people don't just listen, they remember. Discomfort is not an obstacle. It is not a barrier. It is not something to be avoided. Discomfort is the pathway to power. It is the proving ground where the weak are separated from the strong, where those who merely wish for success are divided from those who are willing to earn it. If you want to become powerful, if you want to become unrecognizable from the person you are today, you must change your relationship with discomfort. You must stop seeing it as something negative and start recognizing it for what it really is: growth in its purest form. Most people run from discomfort. They avoid it at all costs. They choose ease, convenience, and predictability because it feels safe, because it feels familiar, because it allows them to stay within the boundaries of what they already know. But growth does not happen in comfort. Transformation does not happen in familiarity. Everything you want, every goal, every skill, every version of yourself that you have yet to become exists on the other side of discomfort. The powerful understand this. They do not fear discomfort. They seek it out. They push themselves into situations where they must adapt, where they must grow, where they must become better. They do not wait for change to come to them. They throw themselves into it. They know that the moment something feels too easy, too routine, too predictable, it is a sign that they have stopped growing, and stagnation is not an option. Discomfort is the price of transformation. Every person you admire, every leader, every innovator, every high performer has endured discomfort beyond what most people are willing to tolerate. They have faced rejection, failure, setbacks, moments where everything in them wanted to quit, but they didn't quit, not because they didn't feel the discomfort, but because they had trained themselves to push through it. They had reprogrammed their minds to see discomfort as a necessary step, not as a reason to stop. Your ability to endure discomfort is directly linked to your ability to succeed. If you can push past the moment where most people give up, you will enter a space where few have the discipline to go. Most people avoid the difficult conversations, so they never build deep relationships. Most people avoid the hard workouts, so they never build a strong body. Most people avoid the risks, so they never build real confidence. The ones who win, the ones who rise above, the ones who become powerful are the ones who step into discomfort willingly because they know that on the other side of it is everything they have ever wanted. But here's the truth. Embracing discomfort is not just about enduring pain. It is about learning to reframe it. It is about changing the way you interpret struggle. Weakness sees struggle as suffering. Strength sees struggle as refinement. The same fire that burns one person to the ground forges another into something unstoppable. Most people see fear as a sign to stop. The powerful see it as a sign to move forward. Most people see failure as proof they should give up. The powerful see failure as proof they are pushing their limits. Most people wait for conditions to be perfect before they take action. The powerful understand that conditions will never be perfect, and they take action anyway. Discomfort is life's way of testing you. It asks you, how bad do you really want this? Are you willing to push past the moment where most people quit? Are you willing to endure, to adapt, to grow when every fiber of your being is telling you to stop? The answer to that question determines everything. You will never wake up one day and suddenly feel ready. You will never reach a point where discomfort disappears. The goal is not to eliminate discomfort. The goal is to become the person who thrives in it, to become the person who steps into challenge and says, I was built for this. Your body and mind are not separate, they are interconnected, two sides of the same force that determines your energy, your resilience, your clarity, and ultimately your power. You cannot elevate one while neglecting the other. You cannot expect your mind to be sharp, focused, and disciplined if your body is weak, sluggish, and exhausted. Likewise, you cannot push your body to new limits if your mind is filled with doubt, negativity, and hesitation. The most powerful people in the world understand this. They train both. They elevate both, because to master one's potential, to truly transform into something unrecognizable, you must first take full ownership of your body and mind. Most people treat their body like an afterthought. They fuel it with whatever is convenient. They move only when they feel like it. They ignore the warning signs of fatigue and weakness, assuming that their mind can carry them forward. But a mind trapped in a weak body is like a race car running on cheap fuel. It doesn't matter how fast it was built to go, it will never perform at its highest level. Energy is everything. Without it, even the sharpest mind is useless. A tired body leads to a tired mind. A neglected body leads to a distracted, unfocused mind. If you want to operate at your highest level, if you want to become powerful, you must train your body like a warrior and sharpen your mind like a strategist. And it starts with discipline. Not motivation, discipline. Motivation comes and goes. Discipline stays. Discipline is what gets you moving when comfort tempts you to stay still. It's what pushes you to train when excuses sound reasonable. It's what makes you prioritize movement, strength, endurance, and resilience, not because you feel like it, but because you know that your ability to handle stress, to withstand pressure, to push through adversity is directly linked to how well you've conditioned your body. Elevating your body is not about vanity. It's not about aesthetics. It's about capability. It's about durability. It's about showing up every single day with the energy and strength to dominate in whatever you do. The most powerful people in the world don't just look strong, they are strong. Because they train their bodies not for appearance, but for function. They push themselves not for validation, but for mastery. They know that a body trained for endurance, strength, and resilience is a body that can handle anything. But a strong body without a strong mind is incomplete. A powerful mind is one that can endure discomfort, that can push past fear, that can remain steady in chaos. And just like the body, the mind must be trained. It must be challenged. It must be stretched beyond its comfort zone over and over again. If you never push your mind beyond its limits, those limits will define you. But when you consistently challenge yourself, when you seek knowledge, when you sharpen your focus, when you train yourself to think critically and strategically, you expand what is possible. Your mind becomes stronger every time you refuse to quit. Every time you choose to lean into discomfort instead of running from it. Every time you sit with your thoughts instead of distracting yourself. Every time you choose to seek clarity rather than get lost in the noise. The mind grows through resistance, just like the body. It becomes sharper, more disciplined, more powerful when you force it to stretch, to question, to endure. Most people allow their emotions to control them. They react instead of respond. They let stress consume them. They let fear dictate their actions. But a powerful mind is not easily shaken. It does not crumble under pressure. It remains calm, focused, and decisive, even in the midst of chaos. And that level of mental strength is not something you're born with. It's something you build. It's something you cultivate through practice, through discipline, through relentless self-mastery. To elevate your body and mind is to elevate every aspect of your life. A weak body and an undisciplined mind will keep you trapped in mediocrity. A powerful body and a trained mind will allow you to move through the world with confidence, with presence, with an unshakable sense of control. Strength is not just about what you can lift. Intelligence is not just about what you know. True power comes from the alignment of both, the physical and the mental, the strength and the strategy, the discipline and the vision. Most people live at a fraction of their potential because they refuse to elevate both. They prioritize one and ignore the other. But those who master both their body and mind become unstoppable. They move differently. They think differently. They operate at a level that others cannot reach. And it's not because they are special. It's because they made the decision to demand more from themselves, to push harder, to expect more, to never settle, because they know that the only limits that exist are the ones they refuse to break. Confidence is not something you are born with. It is not reserved for a select few. Confidence is built, it is earned, it is constructed through action, through experience, through a relentless commitment to proving to yourself that you are capable, that you are worthy, that you are in control. The most powerful people in the world did not wake up one day filled with unshakable confidence. They built it, brick by brick, by showing up, by doing the hard things, by stepping into discomfort until confidence became their natural state. Most people misunderstand confidence. They think it's about being loud, about dominating a room, about always knowing the right thing to say. But real confidence is not about arrogance. It is not about faking it. It is not about pretending to be something you're not. Real confidence is quiet, steady, undeniable. It does not need to be announced. It does not need external validation. It comes from a deep-rooted belief that no matter what happens, you can handle it. That no matter the challenge, the obstacle, the pressure, you will not break. The foundation of confidence is trust in yourself, and trust is built through consistency. You cannot expect to feel confident if you are constantly breaking promises to yourself. If you say you're going to do something and you don't do it, you weaken your own trust in yourself. And without that trust, confidence crumbles. Confidence is knowing that you will show up when it matters. It is knowing that you will keep going when it's hard. It is knowing that you will not back down when fear and doubt creep in. Most people wait for confidence to come to them. They think, I'll take action when I feel ready. I'll step up when I feel confident. But confidence does not come first. Action does. You do not build confidence by thinking about it, by reading about it, by hoping it will appear. You build confidence by stepping into situations where you feel uncertain, where you feel unprepared, where you feel uncomfortable, and proving to yourself that you can handle it. Every time you face discomfort and push through, you add another brick to the foundation of your confidence. But confidence is not just built in the big moments. It is built in the small, everyday decisions. It is built when you choose discipline over excuses. It is built when you push yourself in the gym when no one is watching. It is built when you hold eye contact instead of looking away. It is built when you speak up when your voice shakes. Every single decision, every single action either strengthens or weakens your confidence. And here's the truth. Confidence is not the absence of fear. The most confident people in the world still feel fear. They still have doubts. They still experience moments of uncertainty. The difference is they don't let fear stop them. They don't let doubt control them. They act despite it. They move forward even when they don't feel ready. They understand that confidence is not the elimination of fear. It is the decision to move forward anyway. Most people are trapped in a cycle of self-doubt because they never give themselves proof that they are capable. They stay in their comfort zones. They avoid challenges. They play it safe. And as a result, Their confidence never grows. They wait for some magical moment when confidence will suddenly appear, but it never does. Confidence is the reward for pushing through fear, for stepping into uncertainty, for proving to yourself that you are stronger than you thought. And once you build real confidence, it is unshakable. It is not dependent on external validation. It is not fragile. It is not easily broken by criticism, by failure, by setbacks. Because true confidence is not built on perfection, it is built on resilience. It is built on knowing that no matter what happens, you will not break. You will not quit. You will not be defined by your failures, but by your ability to rise from them. The world does not give confidence freely. It does not hand it out to those who wait for it. It belongs to those who earn it. To those who step into fear, who embrace discomfort, who take action despite uncertainty. Confidence is not given, it is built. And once you build it, no one can take it from you. True leadership is not about power. It is not about status. It is not about standing above others or demanding respect. True leadership is about service. It is about vision. It is about something greater than yourself. The most powerful leaders in history, the ones who built empires, who changed industries, who shaped the course of human progress, were not driven by ego. They were driven by purpose. They were not focused on their own glory, but on the impact they could create. Ego is the enemy of leadership. It blinds you. It makes you think leadership is about you. Your success, your reputation, your validation. But leadership is not about you. It is about the people you serve. It is about the mission you are committed to. When you lead with ego, you crave recognition. You want to be seen as the smartest person in the room. You want credit for every success. You want control over everything. But leadership is not about control. It is about trust. It is about empowering others. It is about creating something that extends beyond yourself. The difference between purpose-driven leadership and ego-driven leadership is sustainability. Leaders who operate from ego may rise quickly, but they fall just as fast. They burn bridges, they create toxic environments, they make everything about themselves, and eventually people stop following them. But leaders who operate from purpose build something lasting. They inspire loyalty. They create movements. They lift others up instead of pushing them down. They create a vision so compelling that people don't just follow them, they believe in them. Ego seeks validation. Purpose seeks impact. Ego wants to be right. Purpose wants to do what is right. Ego needs to be the center of attention. Purpose puts the mission at the center. Ego fears failure because it threatens status. Purpose embraces failure because it leads to growth. The difference is everything. When you lead with purpose, you become unstoppable, not because you have all the answers, but because you are willing to learn. You are willing to grow. You are willing to adapt. You do not let your pride get in the way of progress. You surround yourself with people who challenge you, who push you, who bring out the best in you. Ego-driven leaders fear strong people because they feel threatened. Purpose-driven leaders seek strong people because they know it makes the entire mission stronger. The most powerful leaders do not demand respect, they earn it. They do not impose their will, they inspire action. They do not build themselves up at the expense of others, they elevate everyone around them. They lead with humility, with clarity, with a deep understanding that leadership is not about status, but about service. Most people never reach their full leadership potential because they let ego get in the way. They let pride stop them from admitting when they're wrong. They let arrogance stop them from listening to others. They let their obsession with personal success blind them to the bigger picture, and as a result, they never create anything meaningful. Leading with purpose requires courage. It requires the willingness to put the mission before yourself. It requires self-awareness, emotional intelligence, and the ability to step back and ask, am I doing this for my own ego or for the greater good? That question separates true leaders from those who are simply chasing a title. When you remove ego from leadership, you become free. Free to make the right decisions, not just the ones that make you look good. Free to build something that lasts rather than something that serves your short-term interests. Free to lead with authenticity rather than insecurity. People do not follow titles. They do not follow arrogance. They follow purpose. They follow vision. They follow leaders who are driven by something bigger than themselves. And that is the kind of leadership that changes everything.